The subtle ways we're indoctrinated. So this is a video or a picture. This is probably going to get banned because we're showing a Disney picture. They're fucking hardcore. Two princesses on the left with very skinny, unrealistic waist. That's just kind of like ridiculous and laughable. And the villains, Ursula and the chick from Alice in Wonderland, are obviously fat trolls. Whether it's indoctrination or actually like, yeah, you know, it's not good to be obese and people don't like it. So you won't like, people don't like being obese. People don't like being obese and no one wants to be obese. So that's kind of like morally reprehensible and not respecting your body and trashing your health. So it's looked at as a bad thing, thus being a villain. All right. Big, fat, angry. Yeah. Kind of makes sense. So indoctrination, there's a lot of things you could be indoctrinated about, but at the same time, it's not good. So I wouldn't say this is completely all bad. Let's see. Christina Bruce, the subtle ways in which we are indoctrinated into the thin is good, fat is bad mentality. While it's true that there are many villains who are thin, I can't think of one princess or heroine who is not thin. Princess Fiona doesn't count. She became an ogre, for goodness sake. Wasn't she always an ogre? So she was pretending to be a princess. Isn't that what Shrek was doing? She was always an ogre. A lovable one, but still not exactly ideal. Don't think this doesn't register in the minds of kids. Well, I mean, guess what? There's also parents there too. So I think parents actually, this is why it's good to parent your kids. This is why it's good to have conversations with your kids. You can still watch these things and not have a dissociation from reality. I mean, here's a look. Let's talk about things like, I'm not saying anything about any of your religions, but we tell kids there's Santa Claus. We tell kids there's a fucking fat man that squeezes his asshole down the fucking chimney, leaves presents and eats your food. And just like while you're sleeping, and he watches you and knows if you're good. And he knows if he knows, like he's watching you when you're sleeping and when you're awake. He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. Sounds like Santa's a fucking pedophile. So we're okay indoctrinating our kids with this fucking lunatic nonsense that bunnies lay eggs, that some kind of fairy takes your tooth that was ripped out or fell out of your face and is leaving you money because there's a fairy that comes in your window, takes your goddamn tooth and then leaves you money. So you have a creepy fucking fairy who's selling teeth on the black market. Like, what is going on here? So you're going to complain about this, but still be like, oh, the tooth fairy came. That's fucked up. That's some fucked up shit. Some fucked up shit. Kids don't really notice this kind of shit too much. And you teach your kids, like, you know, I think it's good. Like religion for the most part is good in terms of like morals and stuff like that. But you're telling your kids a lot of stuff. You're telling your kids a lot of fucking shit. You're planting a lot of stuff with religion or with all these different holidays and things like that. So you're telling your kids a lot of shit. So don't act like, oh, the princess has a thin waist all of a sudden. You're indoctrinating your kids. It's like, well, you're telling boys that they can be girls now. You're telling kids that sex is something that's, you know,
boys
a choice
have
or
a
whatever.
penis, girls have vagina.
So yeah, are you worried so much about thin-waisted princesses? Or are you worried about your child getting groomed at school, getting told that they're someone of the opposite sex because they, I don't know, they looked a certain direction when someone said something stupid, and then it looked like their attention was exactly. Are we worried so much about, oh my God, that princess has a thin waist? Okay. I just don't think we should sexually groom kids. So there's that.
You switch the samples.
I will take the skinny waisted princesses. I think I'll take that one for 200, Alex. Thank you.